Food is a bridge between worlds. When the Spanish arrived in the Philippines, they brought more than just new laws and religion. They brought the sweet flavors of their homeland. Among these treasures was polvoron, a crumbly shortbread born in the convents of Andalusia. While the Spanish originally baked this festive cookie, Filipino hands transformed it into a creamy, unbaked milk candy wrapped in vibrant paper. Join me as we dive into the history of this beloved treat, exploring how a simple Spanish recipe crossed oceans to become a timeless symbol of Filipino hospitality and shared culture. To find the birth of the polvoron, we have to travel back to 16th century Andalusia, Spain, specifically to a sun-baked town called Estepa. At the time, Estepa had two things in abundance: oak trees and pigs. Because there were so many pigs, the townsfolk had an overwhelming surplus of lard, manteca. Not wanting anything to go waste, local bakers and Clarisan nuns began mixing this lard with excess wheat flour and sugar. They baked these heavy, dense cakes to keep people full during the harsh winter months. They called them mantecados, lard cakes. If they added extra flour so that the cake crumbled into a powdery dust when touched, they called it a polvoron, derived from polvo, the Spanish word for dust or powder. For nearly 3 centuries, these treats were heavy, thick, and strictly local. If you tried to transport them to the next town, they would crack, spoil, or turn into a sad bag of literal dust. Everything changed in the 19th century thanks to a woman named Filomena Micaela Ruiz, affectionately known by her neighbors as La Colchona. Filomena was a brilliant home baker with a big problem. Her husband was a carrier who traveled frequently between Estepa and the city of Córdoba. She wanted to send him with her delicious polvorons, but they kept spoiling or shattering on the bumpy road. Filomena had a stroke of genius. Before mixing her ingredients, she decided to toast and dry the flour first. By removing all the moisture from the flour before baking, she created a cookie that was crisp on the outside, incredibly dusty on the inside, and, most importantly, had a massive shelf life. Her husband started selling them along his trade route. The people of Córdoba went wild for them. Soon, other bakers in Estepa copied Filomena's drying technique. Thanks to La Colchona, the modern, long-lasting Spanish polvoron was officially born, turning her small town into the Christmas cookie capital of Spain. What Filomena stumbled upon by trial and error is actually a brilliant piece of food science. When Filipinos inherited this recipe, they took her toasting trick and turned it into the foundational step of the entire process. Raw flour tastes chalky, bitter, and heavy because it is packed with complex starches and raw proteins. To fix this, Filipino home cooks toss raw all-purpose flour into a completely dry, unoiled wok or skillet over medium heat. Then, they stir continuously. As the heat rises, two magical scientific transformations happen. The Maillard reaction. This is the famous chemical reaction between amino acids and reducing sugars that makes steak sear, coffee roast, and bread crust turn golden brown. By dry toasting the flour, you trigger the Maillard reaction, breaking down the raw starches and unleashing dozens of new flavor compounds. The flour transforms from a stark white, flavorless powder into a fragrant, pale tan dust that smells intensely nutty, warm, and comforting. Deactivation of gluten. When you mix raw flour with liquid, like melted butter, the proteins gliadin and glutenin bond to form gluten, creating a stretchy, chewy texture like bread dough. But polvoron is supposed to melt, not chew. The dry heat of toasting denatures these proteins, effectively killing their ability to form gluten. Because the gluten is deactivated, the mixture can never become a dough. It remains a collection of loose, beautifully flavored particles, waiting for the next step. Spanish galleons brought the traditional polvoron to the Philippines during the colonial era, but the tropical humidity and scarcity of European ingredients forced locals to completely re-engineer it. First, they traded the heavy, savory pork lard for creamy, local butter or margarine. Second, because they had already completely cooked the flour during the dry toasting process, they realized they could eliminate the oven entirely. The snack didn't need to be baked. Third, They added the ultimate secret weapon: powdered milk. When full cream powdered milk became widely available, locals mixed it directly with the toasted flour, white sugar, and melted butter. The melted butter coats the sweet, toasted particles, turning the dry powder into a sandy, crumbly mixture that feels exactly like wet beach sand. It is incredibly delicious right out of the bowl, but it has one massive flaw: it cannot hold its own shape. To turn this delicious wet sand into a proper snack, Filipinos invented a beautifully simple piece of mechanical engineering: the llanera de polvoron, or the spring-loaded tin mold. Made of thin, lightweight tin or stainless steel, this tool looks like a tiny cookie cutter attached to a brass wire handle with a thumb-operated plunger. Its operation is a satisfying, rhythmic art form. The scoop: you plunge the open oval or round end of the tin mold deep into the bowl of buttery powder. The pack: pressing down hard against the bottom or side of the bowl, you force the powder into the mold. This compression pushes the air out and forces the butter-coated milk and flour particles to lock tightly against each other. The clean: you scrape the bottom of the mold flat against the rim of the bowl to ensure a perfectly smooth base. The release: you hold the mold just millimeters above a sheet of wrapping paper and press the spring-loaded plunger with your thumb. The internal tin disc pushes down smoothly, ejecting a perfectly formed, solid, sharp-edged oval disc. To keep these delicate, unbaked discs from collapsing back into dust under the tropical humidity, locals wrap them immediately in vibrant, translucent papel de Japon, Japanese paper, or cellophane, twisting the edges tightly like a piece of candy. Today, if you visit Estepa, Spain, you will still find people eating Filomena's traditional baked almond and lard polvorons every December. But if you visit the Philippines, polvoron is a year-round national obsession. It has broken free from its humble origins to become a canvas for modern flavors, packed with crunchy toasted rice, pinipig, vibrant purple yam, ube, crushed chocolate cookies, and even coated in premium milk chocolate. It is the ultimate story of culinary immigration, a snack that crossed the oceans as an aristocratic European export, only to be stripped down, scientifically re-engineered, and reborn with a uniquely Filipino soul.